If you had trouble yesterday on your IXL, you were not alone. Just know I've gotten a few requests to meet and tutor and all of this, which is great, and I'm willing to help you if you need me. But if you would like to just watch a video and see if that helps you, here is one to help. So Q4 special right triangles. This is a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, and the short side is 6 inches. So here is my 30, 60, 90 triangle, and the short side, I already forgot, is 6 inches. So this right here is 6 inches. So L equals 6. Now we are asked to find the long side. So the long side is L square root 3. L square root 3. Well, L is 6, so this is just 6 square root 3. Okay, so 6 square root 3 is our first answer. Just want to keep this clear because we're going to do a few questions. So 6 square root 3, that was an easy one. They get harder. All right, 45, 45, 90. And our hypotenuse, no, our hypotenuse is what we're looking for. We're given one of our legs. And it doesn't matter which leg in a 45, 45, 90 because the legs are equal. So our leg was 8. And we're looking for the hypotenuse. So L equals 8. And this we're looking for this side. So that's L square root 2. Well, we know L is 8. So this is 8 square root 2. All right. Not bad. Pretty easy still. 8 square root 2. All right, 30, 60, 90, our hypotenuse is 10. 30, 60, 90, our hypotenuse is 10. So this is 10. So 2L is 10. Always start by solving what L is. The first few questions you were given, it told you what L is. It gave you the L. Now you have to solve for it. So if it's our hypotenuse, you have to divide by 2. So L will be 5. So if L is 5, and it's asking us to find the short side because it's across from 30. So the short side. Our short side is what L is. Well, I just solved for that. It's 5. So 5. Okay, 30, 60, 90. We know our hypotenuse is 2 square root 3. 30, 60, 90. Our hypotenuse is 2 square root 3. And we have to find our long side. So again, solve for L. Divide by 2. L equals, when you're dividing, you can only divide what's outside the radicals together and what's inside the radicals together. Here, these are outside. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's 1 square root 3. And with radicals, just like with variables, if it's 1, you don't have to write that. So L is the square root of 3. And we are trying to find, sorry, I keep forgetting, the long side. So the long side is the side across from 60 degrees. And it's L square root 3. So L square root 3. And we just found out that L is the square root of 3. So square root of 3 times the square root of 3. Multiply. When you're multiplying radicals, you multiply what's outside together, the coefficients, and what's inside together. And these are both under the radicals, so you can multiply them and get the square root of 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. So 3 is the long side across from 60. Now, when I say long side, I'm not saying the longest side of the triangle. I'm saying the longest side of the legs. One of my students said, but isn't this the longest side? Yes, he was right. The hypotenuse is the longest side of your triangle. I was just saying the long leg and the small leg. So our long leg is 3. Again, 30, 60, 90. We know 3 is our short leg. 3 is our short leg. There's got to be a quicker way than this. I don't think this is the way. So if our short leg is 3, that's L. L equals 3. And we are asked to find our hypotenuse. Our hypotenuse is 2L. Well, 2L is 2 times 3, which is 6. So this is 6. The hypotenuse is double the short leg in the 30, 60, 90. Our long leg is 10 square root 3. Now this one confuses people sometimes, and it cracks me up because once you see how easy this is, hopefully you won't have any more trouble with it. So our long side, L square root 3, is 10 square root 3. The easy way to do it is L is in front of the square root of 3. The number in front of the square root of 3 is 10. So L equals 10. That's it. The math way, the long way, this is just the logic. Like, oh, it has to be a 10 to be 10 square root of 3. But if you were to do it mathematically and use an equation, you'll divide by the square root of 3 because this is being multiplied. Square root of 3 over square root of 3 cancel out. So I will get 10 times 1, which is 10. So L is 10. And we are asked to find the short side, which was L. So L is 10. Square root of 6, this isn't an easy one. So our hypotenuse equaled the square root of 6. We're solving for L, so we have to get rid of the square root of 2. So L equals, they are both under the radical, so you can divide those. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so this will be the square root of 3. It stays under the radical because they were both under the radical, square root, whichever you want to call it. All right, so L is the square root of 3. We are asked to find the leg. Leg is L, so L is square root of 3. All right, the short side is 10 square root of 3. The short side, so that's what L is, because L on a 30, 60, 90. So L is 10 square root of 3. And we are asked to find the long side. And the long side is L times the square root of 3. So this is L, 10 square root of 3. And then we have to multiply that by the square root of 3. All right, that sounds a little confusing. So we're trying to find the long side. The long side is L times the square root of 3. L is 10 square root of 3, so I plugged that in for L. And then you multiply what's under the radical. So this will be 10 square root 3 times 3 is 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. So 10 times 3 is 30. Whoops. Something didn't sound right. No, that's right. All right. Our hypotenuse is 10 square root of 3. So now not our leg, our hypotenuse. Remember, hypotenuse is always the one across from your 90-degree angle. So 2L equals 10 square root of 3. Divide by 2, trying to solve for L. 5 square root of 3. So L is 5 square root of 3. Let's see what we're solving for. We are solving for the short side. Well, the short side is L. So this will just be 5 square root of 3. Square root of 2, 45, 45, 90. Erase some of this. So square root of 2 is what the hypotenuse equals. So the hypotenuse is this equation. Solving for L. Again, this is the long way to do it. That crosses out, but a lot of people mess this up. People want to cross this out and say L equals 0. It doesn't. Why you can cross this stuff out is because 2 over 2 is 1. And anything times 1 is itself. So when I cross this out, I'm basically saying there's a 1 in front of L. And there is. There's always a 1 in front of L. I don't have to write it. That's why it just goes away. But if there's nothing over here, you have to have that 1 as a placeholder. You can't just say it's gone. 1 is a number. So L is 1. And we are trying to find, uh-oh, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Square root of 2 was our leg. So I messed that up. Square root of 2 was our leg, so that's what L equals. And we're trying to find the hypotenuse. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. So I'm trying to find my hypotenuse. Our hypotenuse is L square root of 2, and I know L is the square root of 2. So we're doing square root of 2, square root of 2. And it's multiplying. If you want to put a multiplication symbol in between here, you can. Both under the radical, you multiply, and then the square root of 4 is 2. So our hypotenuse would be 2. Sorry about that. Our hypotenuse is 30 square root 2. Our hypotenuse is 30. Hypotenuse is 2L. 30 square root 2. So divide by 2 to figure out what L is. 30 divided by 2 is 15. L is 15. We're asked to find the long side. So this is an extra step. Here's our long side. Our long side is L square root 3. This is what L is, so I'm going to replace it. Again, if you want to put a time symbol to help you out in between these, you can. So 15 square root 2 is L times the square root of 3. Multiply what's under the radicals together. And the square root of 6 is 2 times 3, so we can't simplify that at all. So 15 square root 6. 15 square root 6. All right. Our short side is 14 square root 2. Hopefully you start seeing the patterns. If our short side is 14 square root 2, that's what L is. I need to stop circling everything. There we go. Our short side is 14 square root of 2. We're asked to find the hypotenuse. Our hypotenuse is 2L. So we need to multiply this by 2. So 2 times 14 square root 2. You only multiply what's outside the radicals together. So 28 square root 2. 28. That gets you to 75%. If you want me to do more, I can, and I can do it individually. Ask me, and we can set up time to tutor. If you would like to go to my office hours, I can do office hours. You just say, hey, I'm here. Just make sure you go to the right date. This is, what, next week? 4/26. It needs to go away. At the bottom, come on, bottom. It's still loading. At the bottom, we're in this one. I'm a little slow. Today's, what, Wednesday? You can put your name. I try to look at this every morning. So if you sign up after I looked at it that morning, you need to either text me here and say, hey, I signed up. Can you join me? And I usually can. So 300-4801 is where you can text me and say, hey, I'm on your Google Meet. Can you join me? And if it's like nighttime and you want to sign up the next day, just put your name, and then I'll look at it every morning to make sure, hey, you signed up. That's the easiest way to Google Meet with me, 9:50 to 10:20. You can take all 3 slots. You can be with me for half an hour. Nobody joins. I'm here. So, all right. Hope that helped, guys. And ladies. I always say guys. I'm trying to end the video. I really am. It's not letting me.